Hey there, how are you? Coach Chris Wilson here in the Criticalbench compound with one of our favorite guests, Ashley Castleberry. She's a new mom. She's a former bodybuilder. She is a certified personal trainer, and she's just an all-around awesome person, and that's why we have her here, because we're going to showcase 4 of our exercises from our Firm and Tight mini band program, which Ashley has become very familiar with in recent months and years since making this program. And it's a very comprehensive program. So what we're doing is just pulling some exercises out of the program to highlight them, because these are glute specific exercises that you can do with mini bands. Glute isolation exercises, if you will. So not your traditional exercises, your squats, your deadlifts, your lunges, all the big compound moves that people associate with building the lower body. You can actually have a great impact on your butt if you want a rounder, stronger butt, by doing a lot of these little secondary exercises with something like a little mini band. So we're gonna get right into it, because Ashley's gonna demonstrate, because you don't wanna see me demonstrate these. It's much more entertaining to see the beautiful Ashley do it. So she's gonna start with a seated abduction exercise. So the glutes are actually they're a hip extender, and they're a leg abductor. So when you bring your leg away from midline, when you extend your hip, the glutes are the powerhouse of the body. And they actually have a lot of different function in the body. But just simple stuff like this, like everyone's familiar with the abduction machine at the gym, you know, which actually, we used to laugh and scoff at those things, you know, because I think they're so overused.
Yes. But now everybody uses them.
But everybody uses them. People get really creative. Like they stand up on them. And
they get backwards on them. Yeah. I see some weird stuff happening.
I know you do. But I think what's cool is they are effective if it's a supplemental move. If it's something, it's not your primary exercise of the day. But if you're looking to really make a dent on those slow-growing glutes, if you have a flat butt, genetically, some people are gifted. Some people got the big round booty. Some people, like, nothing's going on.
You got to work on it.
You got to really work on it.
Yeah.
But these make an impact. So what she's doing is just a seated abduction exercise. Very simple to do. Notice the band is around the bottom, or I guess you say the top of the shin, or below the kneecap. Because as you get closer to your fulcrum point, or your anchor point, which would be basically your hips, right? Then it's going to get easier and easier and easier. So the further the band goes from the center or the source of the movement, you know, but this is, you don't get the roll down there. Like here, you'll see if she goes to do that, she'll get that roll. Good, so it's just like that. That's exactly what happens. So this is seated abduction. This would be, again, a high repetition exercise. You're not doing this like with the, as you can see, we have some of the mini bands represented here, and they are color coded, obviously, the yellow being the easiest. I'm pretty positive. We don't really have them set up, I think, exactly how they are in terms of resistance, but typically your darker ones are your harder ones, the lighter ones are your easier ones. And so if you want to keep the reps high, stick with the lighter weight here, or the lighter band. So now we're progressing to exercise number 2, which is a standing abduction exercise. So what's good about these is not only are you getting all the benefit from the abducting leg, and immediately see Ashley kind of puts her hand, we were just talking before we filmed about mind-muscle connection and really being connected to what's happening. She's not blindly going through this exercise. She's stimulating purposefully her right glute, and her hand is kind of on that area that she's engaging, and she can feel what's happening. And what's cool is the stabilizing leg, or the standing leg. So this is like the 2.0 version of what you just saw her do. The seated one, that's pretty easy, anybody can do it. The standing one, not holding on, all of a sudden now you got the standing leg and the moving leg that are really working hard. It looks easy. It's actually a great glute building exercise. Anything that you would want to say about that one?
I would definitely say it's a good progression. Kind of like you just said, you know, I mean, even standing on one leg, this glute is activated. You know, from my glute all the way down to my foot. You know, everything is activated. And so I do have a hand here.
Right.
Because I feel the activation.
Right.
And then obviously I'm focusing on the activation on the opposite side.
That's right.
So again, I would encourage people to maybe not let their ego take over and go for a black band immediately.
Right.
You might have buns of steel.
Yes.
But I would encourage you, because the resistance is further from the anchor, being around the ankles.
Yeah.
Maybe go a little bit lighter, because again, it's not a weighted exercise.
Correct.
You know, we're focusing on those small stabilizing muscles.
That's right.
Those intricate muscles that we don't work with big lifts.
That's right. Exactly right. Exactly right. So that's a really good one. That's the second one, the standing abduction. And then what we want to do, we're just going to stay with yellow the whole time because it just makes it easier on Ashley. She doesn't have to keep switching gears with bands. We're going to go down to a glute bridge. Yep. So she's going to lay on her back, put the band back just below the kneecap area. And obviously, everyone at this point, I think, in the world is familiar with the glute bridge, and that it's one of the more effective exercises for developing that rounder, stronger booty. Without using a band, still extremely effective. But what makes the band just an added plus to the movement, exactly, is you're forcefully having to maintain those knees outward. Yep. And if you want a good squat, a good powerful squat, you want those knees out. You don't want to stay in tight. You can, I mean, there's sometimes a reason to do like narrow squats and stuff. Depending on what that's more of a quad dominant exercise though. If you really want to fire up the glutes and get more out of your squat towards the top of the exercise, really get that glute squeeze, or like in this case, a glute bridge squeeze. Yep. She's not only elevating the hips, extending the hips, she's also pushing the knees out. So she's really fully firing the glute area. So terrific way to make a standard bodyweight exercise a little bit more challenging. Now what she's going to do, the fourth move, is the glute kicker, or a glute kickback, or a kickback, whatever you want to call it.
Donkey kickback.
Donkey kickback.
So many names.
They have machines for this exercise. If we go back far enough, I remember using one. I always kind of felt funny as a guy, like using it, but I could really feel what it was doing. I could really feel my butt. And this is a great one. This is good to do. You'll see people doing this with body weight all the time, where they really bend their knee and kind of, they call it like a true donkey kick, where they just kick upward. But I like the resistance here, where you're kind of pushing and driving the heel back behind you. And then you could just simply use your other foot as an anchoring point. Now this again would be one where maybe you start with the yellow band and then elevate to more resistance, just for more of a challenge. If you don't want to always do everything super high rep.
Yes.
If you want more 10 rep sets instead of 20 rep sets, then go to the green or the red or something like that. And then, I mean, there's so many different great mini band exercises in the Firm and Tight program. In fact, here, let me pick this thing up, because now, obviously, you see the bands. The bands you get for free with the Firm and Tight program. Now, I know this seems archaic, okay? For anyone under 40, they're probably not using DVDs anymore, but I tell you, I promise you, the over 40 people are still putting one of these in a DVD player. But you can get this in a digital version, of course, to stream, to watch on your phone, or to watch on a laptop, or whatever. But the Firm and Tight program has a lot of different workouts in it that targets different areas of the body. The upper body, the lower body, the abs, the arms, full body, the whole ball of wax. So we're just showcasing you some of what's in the program. If you want to know more about the Firm and Tight miniband program, then go to that pinned comment down below this video, or check the description area, or the card, or the end screen. Anywhere you look in this video, you will find more information about the Firm and Tight miniband program. Really, really great. Easy. These travel well. You can use these anywhere.
I mean,
I know. You just put them in your pocket. You can do them in a hotel room, in your bedroom, in your office, in your living room. It doesn't matter. You can get a really good full body workout with these mini bands, so we highly recommend. And again, you get the mini bands for free with the program. So enjoy. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Always a delight to have this smiling face here in the compound. Be sure to give Ashley a great big thumbs up. Drop us a comment or question below that you have about miniband training. And don't forget to subscribe to the Criticalbench YouTube channel for more videos like this. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.